So happy to get our first Big East opener on the road, and what was great about it, our football team, first half, we didn't play very well. We had way too many penalties, and we made too many mistakes. And in the second half, we were able to come out, and then we were able to operate on offense. Made a big throw there at the beginning of the third quarter, and we were able to get the score. But if you think about it, the game changed. What I really thought it changed was in the second quarter, right before halftime. They have the ball, and then we call timeout on third down. We stop them, and then they make a call. They call timeout on fourth down, and then we end up stopping them. Then we were able to, Teddy was able to hit Devontae Parker, who made an unbelievable catch. And then we were able to run our field goal team out and get the 3 points, which made it now we're only down by 4. And then we're able to come out there, started the third quarter, and Teddy makes a big throw to Devontae Parker. But our offensive line has played well all year long. And you look at the run by Sonoris Perry, he had 4 touchdowns a day. Look at what Jeremy Wright has done. Both of those guys battled the injuries today, but they kept coming back. Just the resiliency of this football team just speak volume. Defensively, we gave up some plays, but if you watch us the first half, we only gave up 14 points. They got a block punt, which got it to 21. And then you would like to not have given up the touchdown there right at the end of the game, but we have to continue to get better. We're nowhere near where we should be. I don't know how good we are, but this is a football team that each week is going to be a battle, and we just know that this conference, as comparable as it is, you know that each week you have to be prepared to play. So we can learn from this. We will watch the film on tomorrow, correct our mistakes, and then get ready for the next game.
Did you know that Sean was going to call to start the second half, that 75-yard play, or was that something you suggested?
No, what happened is, you remember in the first half, we threw the ball down the field twice, and we missed Devontae twice. We missed him on 2 throws, and so it was there for us all day. It was just a matter of us making the throw and the catch.
How big of a lift was that right before halftime to get that 3 points?
Well, you always like to get that score, and then we've been very fortunate the last few weeks to score a touchdown right before half, and now we get us a field goal, and that got the score back to 4 because they were up 21-14 now. We go into halftime only down 21-17, knowing that we wouldn't get the ball at the start of the second half. Gave us some momentum to come back out the second half and drive the ball.
Did you expect to get as many deep balls as you did? I think there were 6 pass plays over 20 yards.
Well, if you watch us, our offense has been explosive all year long, and we've been able to throw the deep ball. And today we were able to connect on them. They've been there for us the whole year. Because one thing about it, we can run on our wide receivers. They're very fast and very athletic. And from Devontae to Andrell to Gaines, all of the Cope, all 4 of those guys have enough speed where they can run by defenders.
The 2 attempts that you had that were thrown long, is that just a matter of Teddy overestimating their speed, or is he instructed to throw it away if he doesn't?
The ones he missed on?
Yeah.
Well, I thought the first one that he didn't put enough air on there, because if you watch him, he's like pointing in the air like I need to get the ball. The second one, I said to Devontae, I thought he could have ran underneath that one, because I just thought that I think that Devontae misjudged where the ball was going to be thrown, and if he had just taken off, I think that would have been a big catch and a big throw catch.
While you allowed a touchdown special teams, your special teams came up big against their punting. If you can comment on that.
Well, the one special teams play they get, the game comes right down the middle, and it does an unbelievable job, blocks the punt, and then slides right in the end zone. The ball kind of just died there, and then they drop the ball. We come back and we tilt the one, we block it, but it crosses the line of scrimmage, and then the next one, the punter drops the ball. I think that just felt the pressure from the first one, where we were able to get our hand on it. Then the second one, he just drops it, and then we were able to go in and tackle him, and we got a score out of it.
How did you like your defensive line play today?
We got some sacks. It's just so hard to say because we were bringing a lot of pressure today, not only from them, but from our backers and secondary also.
Was there any great halftime motivational speech where did you get into it all, or what was the difference?
It was just some very choice words, but you had to get going. It's the only way it could happen.
You talk about Pitt's running game. That you have 2 pretty good running backs. The freshman had a decent game, but he held Ray down.
Well, you look at both of those running backs. They're 2 different ones. Ray's try to get outside where we said that he's one of those guys that he can make you miss in open space, whereas he just runs right at you. And we knew once we and our guys would call that, hey, number 4 to the game. We knew that he was just going to run downhill. It's nothing fancy about him. He tries to run you right over.
Charlie, how comfortable are you now with Keith Brown, being a true freshman, but 6 games into the year, being able to make a start in front, with the injured player, but still being able to step in?
Well, if you watch, like you just said, 6 games into it, so now he felt like that he's had enough work and he's had enough work in that position where he's no longer a freshman. So I say to him, hey, put him out there and let him go play because we have to see, because there's no one else.
And Lorenzo Malden, being able to get the start and everything, he came up with some big sacks too.
Yeah, the thing about Lozo, and we always talk about it, is that he goes so hard. Now, sometimes you never know where he may go, but wherever he goes, he's going to just wreak havoc. And that's the thing about it, because he plays so hard. And sometimes he may mess it up, but you just know this, something either bad or good is going to happen. And we're hoping it's good for us.
You've been able to distribute the running back load pretty evenly. Is Sonoris going to get more and more touches as he continues to perform at this level?
Well, you have to look at both backs. And like, if you think about it, Jeremy was playing well up until, well, Sonoris had all the touchdowns, but Sonoris broke the long run. So both of those guys will continue to share the load that they've been sharing. And what Coach Carter does a good job is just keeping them fresh. Because you may see them like in one series, I said to him the first series, I said, oh, we just going to leave one in, or what are we going to do? He said, well, they're running so well, let me just keep alternating them. I said, well, it's your guys. And as long as it works, then we just keep going into a pace that we're going at.
How important is it to get that first conference win on the road here?
Well, it's the first one since '06, and you have to, if you're going to get it, stay in this race, and if you have to win on the road. And now that we get to go back home, we've been away from home for a month now, so it feels like, hey, when the last time we've been there? Because you think about FIU, then from there to Southern Miss, then we had an open, now we come on the road to Pitt. So now we get to go home and play. We have, what, 4 of our next 5 games at home, or 6 games that we're going to be at home, which is good. Now we get a chance to go home in front of our home crowd. On
that road trip, do you like the way that your guys stay focused?
Yeah, the key thing about whenever you take the road, it's all about your focus. And I always tell our players, it's never what someone else is going to do to us, it's what we're going to do to ourselves. And as long as we maintain our focus, maintain our trust and our commitment in one another, but first we've got to trust ourselves, then we'll be able to handle any road team. So it's all about us and our focus.
Charlie, also, I didn't notice B.J. DeBose out there. Was he injured, or did he? No,
B.J. DeBose did not make the trip, and the reason why, and it's our standards. If a guy don't practice well, then I just make a decision. If you don't want to practice well, then you don't deserve to go. So just rest up, and we'll see you on Sunday when we get back.
What impresses you about Sonoris' ability as a running back so far this year?
The thing about Sonoris is, if you're watching, he's one of those backs where he's fast enough where he can outrun you, but he's strong enough where he can just run through tackles, and he just continues to get better and better with each game. And no matter how many times we give him the ball, him or Jeremy Wright, both of those backs are just playing so well right now.
Teddy's ability to move seemed like a big factor today. How do you rate his performance?
Well, Teddy was able to move when he brought the pressure, and then he was able to make the throws. And the thing about it, whenever he feels the pressure and there's one guy coming, he feels like he can get away from him, which he does a lot. He's strong enough where he's gotten stronger, where he can just step on him and he can play guys off of his body. But when the moment he gets outside and his eyes are always down the field and he can make the throws.
Charlie, what was bigger to you in that first half stop? The defensive stop on 4th down, or the Devontae Parker catch on 4th down that set up the field goal?
Well, you like the defensive stop because we were able to get the ball back where we got it back there, probably around midfield, and then you just felt like, I looked at the clock, we had 50 seconds left, and I said, okay, one thing we need is a couple of throws down the field, and we're going to get in field goal range. Now, we were fortunate enough to throw it in the end zone, we're going to take a throw at it. But just both of those, just the defensive stop and Devontae, from Teddy to throw to Devontae. And it's so funny we talk about that because that happened in practice the other day. He threw a ball just like in Devontae goes up over, he went up over one of our defensive backs' head, and just right there we said, wow, look at that play. And the same thing happened today.
How much does it mean to be able to run the ball the way you've been able to in the red zone? Because when you get down close, you've just been able to punch it in.
It just takes all the pressure off the quarterback in the passing game, because now you can run the football. And we talk about it. We practice a lot in the red zone, more this year than we've had in the past. We actually have a period in the red zone where we know there's defense, so we have to stop people in the red zone. And then on offense, when we get an opportunity to get there, we're going to have to score and get points and score touchdowns.
How are you guys so successful on the opening drive? This makes it 5 out of 6. And curiously, Missouri State was the one where you didn't score on the first drive.
I don't know. It's just that our guys, when we get out there, Sean Watson does a great job of mixing the run and pass, and then he has you know, he knows exactly what he wants to call, and then the quarterback's able to make the checks and the reads. And our guys, they know this. When they take it to opening drive, they know we need a score because we like to get ahead and try to put the pressure on the opposing team.
Was it just me or the guys a little more excited than usual on the field after getting this first one?
I think they're more excited just because it's the first conference game, and that's what we lost 4 in a row in our first one. So this was big for us, especially to come in here to Pittsburgh that we lost to for the last 2 years, and we made the trip here. And actually, they beat us at home last year. So this was big.
All right, guys.
All right, thank you.